Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Straight Talk for the Soul series. I'm Carrie Murphy, your host, creator and founder of this global broadcasting community. Thank you so much for choosing to spend your time with us today. I appreciate your presence very much, as well as the light and the joy and the love that you bring to this show. And I always want you to feel like you have a safe space to land every day, a space to just relax and open your heart, a space to connect and get inspired, to heal, to get uplifted, and to feel fully supported and loved. And I invite you to subscribe to this show if you haven't already. This is a free platform that you can access at straighttalkforthesoul.com, and you can listen to all of our replays also on iTunes or YouTube. Just type in Straight Talk for the Soul. And you can also connect with us further in our Facebook group or on Instagram. Again, just enter in Straight Talk for the Soul to find us. And it is a real joy to have you with us today. It's going to be another soulfully empowering adventure. Clairvoyant, medical intuitive Amanda Hopkins, who is absolutely incredible. She's here. She will be offering many readings here on the show today, and I'm so grateful that she's my co-creative partner. We're going to have so much fun as we do our best to support all of you. Our topic for today is immune system revival, strengthening your physical constitution for soul self-embodiment. Amanda is going to help you understand the role that your immune system plays physically and how that relates to your energy fields. You're going to gain insight on how you can design your energetic immune system so that you're not susceptible to energies that wear you down or violate your being. Amanda will also help us discover what it takes to strengthen your body and your aura so that they're impenetrable to harmful energies that cause mutations and your own energy to work against you. Plus, she'll help you identify what prevents you from having complete trust in yourself, your inner guidance and wisdom, and how to transform that paradigm once and for all. And she'll also support us in knowing what energies are ours and really connect in with our own soul essence so that we can consistently hold our energies and our vibrations for health and inherent, authentic, divine power. I'm feeling the energy is so strong today, so I'm so glad you're here, you guys. Let me tell you about Amanda, and then we will dive in. Amanda Hopkins is a clairvoyant medical intuitive. She's an Academy Master Teacher with Academy for the Soul, and she's a certified intuitive strategist. Her purpose is to aid people in aligning their spiritual, energetic state with their practical physical reality. She is sought after for her ability to rapidly identify energy deficiencies in the body and the energy field. She is known by most for her intuitive ability to quickly zoom into the core of an issue and deliver the precise, most effective steps to make an instant shift. She has a magical ability to learn and master the newest technologies and explain them clearly and in a way that you will understand. At an early age, she became an experienced trainer and teacher in medical technology, and that experience led her to a deep understanding of the physical body and the medical system, and on her journey into understanding the deeper levels of our energetic makeup. She served as a leader in various personal and professional development organizations, supporting training people in modalities including neuro-linguistic programming, hypnotherapy, and timeline therapy. She provides a unique combination of cutting-edge tools and techniques to empower you, and her work is designed to create greater ease, expand possibilities, and increase the capacity for achievement in all areas of your life. She is going to take us through a crystalline light activation today for the thymus gland to strengthen your immune system. So stay tuned for that later. And this is going to help you purge any invasive energies and amplify a deeper connection with your own truth and purpose. And very exciting, as I mentioned earlier, we are taking live callers. So press *2 to raise your hand if you joined us by phone to be considered for that, because she's going to be doing these beautiful mini readings where she's going to see into you and where the issues are. And so that's going to be awesome. So now, please join me in opening your hearts and extending waves and waves of love and light and appreciation to Amanda as I welcome her to the show. So welcome, my dear.
Hello, thank you so much. My goodness, you are so right. The energy, I can just feel it so palpable. And I can feel all your hearts and the openness and the readiness to really take in and receive the information that's coming in support of this important system, the immune system, that's so vital to our overall health and well-being and our capacity to not only sustain vitality physically, energetically, but also step into and expand into the greater capacities and possibilities that exist within us. And so I'm really excited to go deep into this topic today. So thank you so much again for having me here as part of your community today.
They're going to love you. They are going to love you. And as we mentioned before we went live, you know, you were really supporting the energy here by infusing this space with love, and I'm certainly infusing it with lots of grace and love so that everyone is as receptive as they can be to everything that's going to go on here today. So, okay, let's start here. As I mentioned, your specialty is really identifying in a very rapid way the deficiencies in the body and the energy field, Amanda. And we're going to get into that, but since this is your first time on the show, I feel like you've been here before because I've known you, but let's let people know a little bit about your journey as sort of an introduction to this community. So when did you find out that you could do this?
Right. Well, you know, my journey, interestingly enough, actually spans clear back to high school, I would have to say. Because my first interest in even understanding or having a sense of how magnificent our bodies truly are came with an injury. And so, you know, it's where you really find that beautiful grace in something that seems not so great or fun to go through an experience. I played a lot of sports growing up, and when I was playing basketball one year, I had a knee injury. I tore a ligament, and I went into the doctor, and they did a scan to confirm what the physical trainer had thought was the injury, which was a ligament tear. So, you know, I got to see these images of the inside of the knee and what was going on, and they were showing me the different parts of the body. And so this experience really piqued my interest in the body and just all the parts that go into the body and all the ways in which it works and the different mechanisms of the body. And so with that interest, I went on to pursue an education in a medical arena. You know, I was really proficient with math and science, and so I wanted to go into engineering. And at the time that I was going into study, biomedical engineering was just kind of getting its feet wet, you know, just kind of getting on the ground, getting started and starting to open up. And in fact, a lot of companies weren't even hiring for biomedical engineers yet. You know, they were hiring people who were trained in the other modalities like electrical, mechanical, training the biology. So, you know, I went in, I got my college education, and I went in and ended up working in the medical field as a biomedical engineer, supporting doctors, nurses, going into device clinics, helping to program devices, going into the operating room, really getting an understanding, a deep understanding of how the cardiovascular system works, and just really coming into this appreciation of that. But what I started to notice from going into the follow-up clinics and looking at the results that were happening was it became really clear how much the outlook, the energy of the person had an impact on the physical results. Because you would see people who came in with essentially the same presenting symptoms. They would get the same type of medical device implanted. They would have very different outcomes. And you could see it in the way they carried their body. You could hear it in the way they greeted you and how they interacted with you and the words that they used and how they felt about their own health and vitality. And so this was really fascinating. And so, you know, my path continued on. I ended up leaving the medical field for various different reasons, and I ended up at a company where the female who owned the company had created this device where when you put your fingers down on this glass plate and scan them, it prints up, it displays an image of your aura in color. And so you can see where there's deficient energy flow to different organs of the body, and you can see where there's excessive energy flow or too much energy going in. So it's really displaying the imbalances in the physical body through the aura. And so this company that I was working with is where I really started to come into a greater understanding of the energy and how it relates to the body and how the aura relates to the physical body, and getting an understanding of meridians and chakras and all the different factors that come into play. So, after moving through that, I then went on to go, expand my own journey into deepening my connection with modalities that I had learned earlier on in my life, neuro-linguistic programming, timeline therapy, hypnotherapy, and really looking at how to utilize those. And it was through this process that my gift started to open up with the clairvoyant and being able to peer in and see deeper in. So it's as if that image that was being displayed, that auric image, now I'm seeing that in my mind's eye. I'm seeing that flow of energy around the body. I'm seeing into the actual specific organs and glands. And, depending on what I'm focusing on, I can really go deep into what are the dynamics that are playing out and trace that out to timelines and to points where disturbances are created and where those energy deficiencies started because that flow was cut off. And so it's just been this magnificent journey where you see all these different points connect to create this capacity to really dive deep in and see within the energy fields of the body and the physical body and see the interconnections and how it's all related, and then watch as we shift those, the profound transformation, the brilliant light that comes into the body. And then, the physical results are always so far beyond the symptom that brought somebody to me. And so it's just been this magnificent journey of witnessing and watching and paying attention to what's occurring and just expanding upon that more and more.
Wow, what a journey. And you have an incredible way of communicating, which is so helpful. I'm really appreciating that. Your ability to really explain things. And, I love learning that your background really helped you understand the physical body in such a way that it really complements all of these other clairvoyant gifts and all of these things, and you put them all together to support people. Now, when you talk about these physical results, so you're able to kind of peer in clairvoyantly, and we're going to do that here on the show later today, and like you said, kind of pinpoint where it is, where things are, but then in terms of the healing and the physical transformation or results, is that something that starts to happen right away, or does it require some time, or what is the typical unfolding when you're working with somebody?
Oh, such a great question, and it really depends. So I can give you a couple examples. The first one that was acute and pretty much instantaneous, I remember somebody contacting me and saying, I've been sick all night, I've been vomiting, my stomach's upset, I haven't been able to eat for 48 hours, I don't want to go into the doctor if I don't have to. Would you do a session and see if we can clear the energy and bring relief to the symptoms? And so, I did the session, I went and I looked at and I traced back what's happening, what's creating this upset in the stomach, what's creating that illness, that sickness, what's wanting to be revealed. We uncovered the dynamics. Right away, instantaneously, she felt a relaxing in the stomach and the vomiting stopped. And, it took a little bit more time for her body to kind of recover from, anytime we're not feeling well or our bodies are releasing in that capacity, it takes a little time to build our resources back up energetically. But just that quick, instantaneous alleviating the primary tightness and tension and that response of continuing to get sick prevented her from having to go into the hospital to get medical treatment. And probably, she probably would have had to been put on IV fluids, losing all that. And so that's a case where it happened very quickly, but that's an acute onset. So, that wasn't something she'd been experiencing long term. when we're dealing with a chronic illness or disease or something that's been in the body for a long time, that generally takes a little bit longer. And so with that, I like to work in layers. I like to work with, we always have to address what are the beliefs and the emotions that have built up as a result of having that condition. So, somebody who has been, let's say, experiencing chronic fatigue for a long time, they've been tired, you start to lose trust in your body. You start to feel like you don't know if you can actually go out and plan things and do things. Is your body going to be able to fulfill on that? Sometimes you can start to feel down and depressed because it's like, I can't do the things I want. So that starts to become a recurring pattern in the space of the mind. So we have to look at what's occurred as a result of that. We have to shift those energies. Then we also have to look at what caused the chronic fatigue in the first place, and that's usually a different dynamic. So we have to go in and address those. So we have to work with that in the different pieces and make sure we're getting all of that so that we're clearing the entire paradigm around that, because you don't want to clear just the originating piece and then still have those resulting patterns. You're going to go, man, I'm still feeling tired, or I'm still feeling like I can't trust my body. And so we want to make sure that all of that's addressed. And then that way you can fuel your body. And usually the most effective and fastest transformation comes when we pair the physical actions with those energetic shifts. And so I see this a lot where people come to me, they're like, I'm eating healthy, and I'm doing my acupuncture, I'm doing my massage, I'm doing yoga. I'll say the things that are coming through for them to do, and they're doing them. So it's just the energy that has to be shifted. If you're not taking the physical actions, then what we also look at is, okay, what is it that doesn't have you following through on what you know is going to support you? What's behind that? Because we want you to be able to move into action and do the things that are going to support that way. So as you can see, there's a lot of different things. A lot of layers, and I'm grateful that you address them all, because like you said, if you're just addressing one, that could be the problem. We need to address, like you said, take the physical action, but also work with the energetic shifts. Like you said, over time, there are a lot of beliefs and emotions that become familiar to someone that might be holding them back, or these recurring patterns. So I love that you address it all, and I love that you can see it all. And not only what, like in the physical body, but, what timeline it originated, or where, it may be from a different timeline, right? Yes, it can be a past life. It can be something that's been passed down through generational timeline. It can come from mom's timeline, a recurring familial pattern. So it can be embedded in your DNA. And I really love, I just want to highlight what you said about we feel these emotions and they start to feel normal or comfortable. When you're in a chronic condition, you don't realize the level of depletion. And I have my own personal example with this because I have a slight curvature of the spine. And I remember one time going and getting an adjustment and, getting my spine straightened out. And I giggled for like 2 weeks straight, and I had so much energy. And I hadn't realized how depleted my energy had been in my body, because I was just used to the level of energy that I had, and that felt normal. And that's what happens when we have those conditions in the body. We may not even realize the degree to which they're impacting physical well-being, because it feels normal, it feels comfortable, because that's what you've gotten used to. And so that's another important piece, is to bring in the energy to shift that, so you can feel the contrast and recognize, there's another space where I can open up and feel even better and bring in more that wants to support and serve me. A new vibrant normal, which can be very unfamiliar to someone who's been experiencing a chronic condition, whatever that is, mentally, emotionally, physically, in all of those ways. So I'm loving this conversation. Okay, so let's dive into a little bit deeper about the role of the immune system, and that's what we're focusing on today. And let's talk about how someone would know if it's functioning properly or if it's imbalanced. Let's get into that. Right. Well, with the immune system, we're all pretty familiar that it serves to protect and defend the body from harmful invasive substances. So, we've got a couple layers of protection. You've got your skin, your mucous membranes, your adenoids and tonsils, these different areas of the body that help serve as that kind of first line of defense. So it identifies things that really shouldn't be passing into the body and prevents that from even getting into your system. And so when we think about these physical roles of the immune system, I always like to, look at the parallel that's energetic. So when we think about preventing these harmful invasive substances from entering the physical body, that's similar to having healthy boundaries, to having a nice strong aura, preventing harmful energies from penetrating the space that really don't match your inherent vibration and truth. So that's one area of the immune system. The other way that we think of the immune system is working is that when those invasive organisms or energies invade the body, well, then you've got the little warriors that go out and they capture and destroy the invader. Some capture, some destroy. And so, physically, you've got different cells in the body that do that. You even have a mechanism within the body that can help remember, we've seen this invader before, and this is how we released it. So let me go, activate that defense system. So there's an intelligence with it. In a similar way, energetically, you look at becoming that witness observer. And everybody perceives a little differently. So some people, like me, I'm clairvoyant. I see. I'm highly visual. I see a lot of things that are going on in the field. But if you're not seeing something, you may be hearing and just not realizing that you're being given messages about what's going on. Or you might have a feeling tone in your body. Like you might feel like something's off, or you might have a perception of something in your body through that feeling tone. And in some cases, some people just know. It's like, I don't know why, but I just know that this feels off. And, with the way that we're kind of entrained in our society, we tend to discount that knowing. We tend to defer to an expert or a medical professional and distrust that intuitive knowing a little bit. So it's really about bringing your attention back to what's showing up and what's that saying to me, what's my body communicating. Mm-hmm. And so when we're bringing this back to the immune system and we're looking at becoming that witness observer, identifying those patterns, emotions, energies in whatever way that you're perceiving them that demonstrate your out-of-soul alignment. And so what does that look like? Because we want to know, how do we determine if that function is imbalanced? So when it comes specifically to immune system, you can really think about, if you're feeling off, maybe you don't quite feel like yourself. If you feel like you're not sure, indecisiveness is a big thing, you're not sure, should I do this or that, there's questioning energies, it's because you're not connected in with truth. There's interference energies coming in and suggesting other possibilities that maybe are better. There's this tendency to feel kind of like I have to repress my wants and desires, or, not really having that full connection of knowing self that can also be present in that space. And so these are some of the energetic ways that you can tell it's imbalanced. There's a whole lot of other things. It can impact your ability to manifest. It can impact your energy level, so you can feel really tired, worn down, feeling like you're kind of having to push through to get things done. Mm-hmm. There are kind of the emotional patterns of just feeling down, feeling hopeless, feeling like, man, I'm being taken over. I just feel powerless to do anything about it, and a sense of hopelessness that can set in. So these are some of the different ways that you can start to identify what's going on. And so when we start to dive deeper into the specific areas of the immune system, so like if you're looking at spleen, that helps you identify different patterns and energies that are showing up versus if you're looking at thymus gland, or if you're looking at lymphatic system. There are different patterns that tend to commonly be held in those places that can help you identify if your immune system is out of balance. Mm. And so it's really helpful to look at the deep and the whole body system.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about how, in our society, how the typical ways that people are treated, their immune system imbalances are treated, and the impact of these typical methods, and then what you're doing and what we're presenting here today. Let's talk about the two different methods, the typical and the and the progressive.
Right. Well, and when I say typical, I'm talking about general society.
Yes.
So some of you may already be seeing naturopaths and using some of the more natural options to really help support the body. But for many in our society, when an immune system issue comes up, and especially, autoimmune system issues or autoimmune disease is really escalating. It's becoming more prominent. And that's where your body's attacking itself. And usually when these immune system imbalances come up, we go into the doctor, and so we're either prescribed medicine, some kind of drug or pill. We might have tissues cut out of the body, So when you think about that, when you're given a drug, you're really given something that's designed to hopefully, usually, it's not usually even guaranteed, it's usually hopefully this is going to clear up the symptoms associated to the underlying issue. So you're usually addressing symptoms and not necessarily that underlying issue, right? So this medicine's going to help address the pain associated with it. Maybe it's going to help soothe the rash that's showing up. Maybe it's going to help calm or slow down that immune system response if it's overreactive. And there are side effects usually that come with that medication. And so now you're addressing one thing, but you may be creating issues in other areas of the body. And so now you have to go take more medicine to address the symptoms of the first medicine. And so you go down this spiral. I saw this when I was working in the medical field with people who, I saw this in reference to heart, but I also witnessed my mom going through her own immune system journey where this was the case. You go and you start having to have all these different medications. When we talk about cutting out tissues that have, illness or dis-ease or aren't working properly, there's trauma associated with that. It's going in and cutting out and extracting and getting rid of compromised tissues rather than, again, we're not addressing that root cause of what caused that issue in the first place. And so what happens? That underlying cause is still there. Well, now it's going to run, it's got to manifest somewhere. It's going to show up somewhere. So now that energy is being rerouted. So what I've seen with tissues that have been cut out of the body is that even though the tissues aren't there anymore, the energetic signature and imprint still is. And
that
so
is so
I've done a lot of work.
What you just shared about things being rerouted to another organ or another area of the body because the origin has not been addressed. I've never heard it phrased that way, but that was brilliant because that's what you see happening with people who have cancer or other things go on or where it spreads, they say it just spreads. And the way you're describing it is the energy is just being rerouted because it hasn't been interesting. Okay, I'll let you continue.
Yeah.
I just had to say that.
Yeah. No, that's absolutely. And it speaks to this idea that with our current system, and even if we're seeking naturopathic care, for most of us, we wait until something shows up. We're addressing the effects, right? And I've been guilty of it, so I'm not, I'm not saying there's anything wrong. It's just how we're kind of entrained as a society to think about, when something goes wrong, then I'll look at taking care of my body. And so we're really at that effect of something's going on, let me address it. And, for me, what's so important in the work is what's going on beneath the surface? What's that deeper energy? I mean, my favorite thing is when I see an energetic pattern that hasn't manifested physically, because we can shift that and it never has to show up in the body. And it's faster and it's easier. That being said, I can also see, if you come and you say, okay, I've got this going on in the body, I trace that back to the root cause. I trace it back to the origin of what I see is divine disconnection. For me, what I've been shown with the physical body is that really all ailments are messages that are sharing with us, where have you disconnected from your soul energy? Where have you disconnected from source? Where have you disconnected from divine? And what are the emotional patterns? What are the mental patterns that are showing up that are creating that severance? And how do we clear that and restore the flow? So now you're coming back into that innate intelligence of the body. The body knows what to do when it's given the resources that it needs.
And Amanda, I want to interject and ask I'm feeling there are some people who may wonder, what if they feel sort of disempowered because perhaps they've become dependent upon medications and doctors, and it's scary to think, like, could I really resolve all of this internally, and will it really change the physical conditions? And I'm talking about people who've had these long-standing chronic conditions. What do you say to someone like that? Because I can feel their energy, those that are listening, like, and they probably feel helpless, like, I don't know what to do. I'm sort of trapped in this system of medications and doctors, and yet I want to be better.
Right. And that is a tough one, because with medications, we know you can't just cut cold turkey, because that's going to create other issues. And also your body becomes dependent physically and chemically on that. It becomes used to that. And so you just work with the layers. You start where you are and you go, okay, what's that next step of empowerment that I want to step into right now? And you just start to work with what is it that you want in this next moment. It's step by step by step. There's always the capacity to shift the underlying energy, and it doesn't have to be all at once. And, if you think about being in a chronic state, you've usually been there for quite a long time. And so it's like going to the gym. You don't go one day and go, okay, yes, I've got my muscles, I'm good to go, I never have to work out again. You go regularly, not necessarily every day. Some people love the everyday, but you're consistent with your actions. And so if you have something chronic going on, this is where I say art cleansing every day, tuning in, scanning your body, checking in. What can I clear today? What's one thing I can shift and release from my body that's not serving it? As you start to work with the underlying energetics, it makes it easier to start to shift the physical. You can start putting really high-quality things into your body if you're not doing that. So even when you're on medication, you can still add in high-quality water, high-quality fruits and vegetables and foods that are going to nourish your body, and really starting to work with what can you do? What are those small steps, one at a time, to implement and add in? And that's a large part of what I do in terms of when I'm working with people. I'm always offering follow-up, and I'm always giving, tuning in to see, okay, what's showing up for you as those steps you can take, that small steps that you can implement easily is going to move you further in that direction you want to go. And I think that's so important, that consistency, those small actions daily that are going to make a huge compounding difference.
Absolutely. And also implementing high-quality emotions of compassion and love and self-care. But one of the things I really respect about you, Amanda, and your work is, like we were discussing earlier, you don't just offer typically a private session on its own. You really do provide feedback and follow-up and a lot of these things so that there's support, not just in a one-time session, but a little more ongoing. So you really help people address these underlying energetics, not just once, but so that it becomes more of a familiar pattern to them and they feel more and more empowered. And I love that you said just work with the layers, start where you're at, and develop. That way you develop more and more empowerment and really the courage to go within, because I'm sure that there are a lot of people who feel pretty defeated in terms of their health, like, oh, there's just too much that's gone on. Like, how do I get out of this hole? And, I love what you're sharing is let's just do it layer by layer, piece by piece, and implement these new strategies every day, and it really does take a little bit of discipline in terms of implementing new ways so that you experience something different And yeah, this is a powerful conversation. And it really is. So when you read these specific energy patterns in people, you know, and what's impacting the body of a person, is that something that they can eventually clear on their own? I mean, or what do you say to that?
Well, that's why I'm always teaching as I go. So, you know, giving processes. Every single person has the capacity to shift, transform, and cleanse their own body. It's just a matter of, one, being empowered to do so, feeling empowered within to do so, and having that ignited, and two, knowing how to do it, right? So you can't do what you don't know. And, you know, I know in my schooling, you know, through all my years, even going through college, I was never taught how to work with my energy fields and how to shift those underlying dynamics in my body tissues, not in the way that it's been shown for me to do and how I do with clients. I mean, I use my own methods on my own body, you know, so this isn't something that I'm just doing externally out there. I use it with my own body. I use it with my daughters. It's very, very powerful in supporting. And so one of the things that I like to do is I like to give you tools and strategies and things that you can implement, that you can go back to, recordings that you can go back to and go, okay, you know, I feel something going on in here. Let me go back to that audio and utilize that to walk me through the process of shifting it myself. Now, in the cases where you've got all those layers and those deeper things going on, a lot of times it's worth the investment of time and energy and monetary investment to get it taken care of, to get that deeper shift handled in co-creation. So I never see it as I'm going in and shifting the energy. I see it as I'm coming in, I'm shedding light on what needs to be shifted, and then, you know, you make the choice to shift that, and together we bring in the energy that's needed to do that. And so I really see it as a collaboration. For me, it's so important, and especially with the immune system, it's so important that we're coming back into our own inner empowerment and maintaining that sovereignty. And so at some point, you know, depending on what we're going through, we all need support. And there's also those points where we need to, you know, a child ultimately learns how to walk. They, you know, they go through the stages of becoming independent. And in the same way, you know, you have that guidance and that direction until you learn how to run and even fly, ultimately, you know?
Right. Yes, and I love what you're sharing, because you're definitely speaking my language about empowering people and really collaborating with them and sharing that information and the tools and the strategies so they can implement them on their own and develop that energetic independence, you know, where they can feel energetically sovereign in their own bodies and in their lives. So this is awesome. I'm feeling strongly guided to take some callers at this point, Amanda. Okay. So because there are a lot of hands up, and again, *2 to raise your hand if you've called in by phone, and then I will. A lot of you have written in from the webcast, so I'll go to a couple of those as well. Amanda, we're going to stick with one question that the callers can ask so that we can get through as many people as we can. Tell people what that question is that they can ask you, because you can immediately go in and very rapidly identify things. So to make this as easy as possible for everyone, what is that question?
Right. So what you're going to want to ask is, what percentage is my immune system dysfunction? So I'll repeat that one more time. What percentage is my immune system dysfunction?
Okay. And if we just keep it at that, we don't need any, or you don't need any other details or anything, you can immediately get in there and clairvoyantly see what's going on, right? Okay.
Right. So I will read that percentage, and then I'll identify where the primary point of depletion is in the body that's causing that dysfunction.
Okay. So once they determine, from you, the identification of the primary point of dysfunction, at that point, with that information, what would they do with it? You know what I mean? I think
that's important, right? So that's what, I'll describe what you can clear. If if you have modalities that you can use, then you'll want to use whatever you know to clear that. The other thing, is when we go through that thymus gland activation, that crystalline light activation for the thymus gland in a little bit, you're going to want to bring that in and really allow the light that we bring into the body through that activation to help support starting to dissolve the energy around that dynamic that comes up. So right away, we're already giving you something to support with starting to shift the energy.
Perfect. Yes, and thank you for that reminder that we're doing the group process later so people can use that, what you're giving them. Okay, let's get to these amazing, beautiful beings. I am going to start with area code 509. 509, you're live.
Hi, thank you so much.
Hi, you're welcome.
My name's Kathy, and what percentage is my immune system dysfunction?
Okay, Kathy. 62%. What I'm seeing is between spleen and power center, this energy ball of energy that's sitting in there, there's a lot of unprocessed grief and also self-doubt. What I'm hearing is it relates to a pattern of not feeling good enough and feeling judged and not valued. So the origin of that pattern I'm seeing for you is 12 past lives ago, so you're going to want to do some clearing on the timeline to help support shifting that mental pattern that's causing that emotion to be stored in that space. So again, as we mentioned, as we go in and do that thymus gland activation, when the light comes in, really have it funnel in and hone in on that area between the spleen and the power center. When that energy ball is cleared, that's going to shift a tremendous amount of energy, because it's really just kind of blocking that flow in the space of allowing you to be in power. So as you shift that, that's going to really bring you into a greater sense of feeling that strength and that power in your body.
There you go, Kathy.
That sounds great. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you,
You're
Kathy.
welcome.
Stay with us for the activation, okay?
Oh, definitely.
If you can.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Much love to you, Kathy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to move right along. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to area code 619. 619, you're live.
Hi, my name is Gail, and I'd like to know what percentage is my immune system dysfunctional.
Okay, for you, I'm getting 34%. What I'm seeing is in the front forehead, like right in that third eye area, there's an energy that's closed off. It's blocking the flow of your higher knowing that can really help you discern what energy is invasive, which versus what's not. There's a fear energy of opening up to that heightened knowing. What I hear is there's past life persecution that's fueling that fear in that space of the third eye. That past life for you was 79 past lives ago, so you're going to want to clear all that fear and trauma around that persecution so that you can open the third eye and bring in that greater discernment that's going to flow through your entire immune system.
Wow.
Okay, that's fabulous.
Did you get all that, Gail? You're
did.
amazing, Amanda.
Wow. I got skin problems, all these other things. I thought, okay, I guess that's fabulous. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Gail.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye, Gail. Amanda, that was incredible. Okay, we're going to keep going. Okay, area code 310, you're live.
Hi, this is Karen. So good to talk to both of you.
Hi, Karen.
Hi. What percentage of my immune system is dysfunctional?
22%. What I'm seeing for you is that base of the throat kind of going into the thymus. That area there looks like this rectangular block of energy that's sitting there. And what I'm seeing is this fear of hurting others or disappointing others or causing others pain. And so there's this real caution, pulled back energy with really being in that authentic expression of truth. The origin of that pattern for you, I'm seeing from the maternal timeline, 5 generations ago, so it's coming down that mom's timeline. So you're going to want to work with shifting that energy of really projecting out that your authentic truth is going to hurt people. You're going to want to release that first and clear any kind of fear or worry or anxiety around how you're going to impact others from that space to the lower throat and chest.
Okay.
That is awesome and so helpful.
I love this. Karen,
Thank you.
there you go.
Thank you.
All right.
Blessings to both of you.
And right back to you, Karen. Take care.
Thank you.
Okay. Wow. You're amazing. That amazes me that you can do this like that. Okay. All right. I'm going to our next caller. Area code 858. 858, you're live.
Good morning, Amanda. Good morning, Carrie. It's Ingrid.
Hi, Ingrid.
Hi, Ingrid.
Hi. What percentage of my immune system is dysfunctional?
Okay, 28%. What I see for you is an energy that's running from the base of the right ear down to the left shoulder, just inside the shoulder. So it's running across that neck there. What I'm hearing is that there's this little bit of separation between brain and heart. So like logic coming in, taking over, cutting off that connection to heart. What I hear around that is that with the immune system, it's as if the brain is really kind of going in and trying to look and find stuff instead of allowing the whole support of the thymus, the heart, the body to really help support that process of being in that intuitive gathering of what's not supporting and releasing that. And so we're looking at getting coherence between that head and the body. And so the emotion that's sitting in there is frustration and confusion in that, from that ear to that shoulder area. So just that whole sweeping area, you're going to want to work with shifting that energy out. And the fear of failing is what's coming in, is driving that whole paradigm. So you're going to want to work with shifting that pattern. The origin for that for you, I'm hearing, is 3 past lives ago. So you want to do some work on that timeline there.
Okay. There you go, Ingrid.
Amanda, thank you very much. A deep bow to both of you.
You're welcome.
Blessings to you, Ingrid.
You.
Thank you.
Blessings.
Okay, let me go to area code 305. 305, you're live.
Hello?
It's you.
Hello.
Yay!
What is your name?
Kirsten.
Hi, Kirsten.
Hi, Kirsten.
What percentage is my immune system dysfunction?
For you, I'm getting 33%. What I see is an energy running down the right side of the spine. What it looks like is a sword. It looks like you can take your right hand, go back, grab the sword, and pull it out whenever you need it. So it's that defense. It's that feeling of needing this sword to come out and protect yourself. But it's interfering with the flow of support in and through your spine that can actually help activate that higher psychic immunity that strengthens the physical immune system. So the combination of emotions that's in that running along that spine in that space are fear and anxiety. And the underlying belief behind that is that the world's not safe. And so that pattern origin for you, I hear, is 32 past lives ago. So you'll want to work with clearing that and opening up to feeling free and safe and strong in your body so that you can engage in the world without having to have that protection and defense running through that back space.
Oh, my gosh. Thank you both so much. Thank you.
Oh,
you're welcome.
Nice to talk with you, Kirsten.
Yes, thank you so much. I love you, Carrie.
Oh, love you too. Okay, stay with us for the activation, okay?
I will. Thank you.
Okay, bye, Kirsten.
Bye.
Okay, I'm going to do one more. Is that okay? And then I want to address a few people in the webcast as well. Where did I leave off here? Okay. I'm going to go to area code 914. 914. You're live.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for taking my call.
You're welcome.
And this is awesome. It's so empowering the way you're doing it. What percentage of my immune system is dysfunctional, please?
I'm getting 27%. What I see is right shoulder, it looks as if you're lugging around behind you all this big heavy bag that has all these things that you might need to help keep you strong, safe, protected, healthy, or, in case something goes wrong, you've got this whole big bag of stuff. But it's throwing your body off balance, and it's actually rerouting your energy to carry this stuff along instead of being able to just access what you need when you need it and allow that to come forth and materialize for you. And so clearing that fear and worry from the right shoulder area, but also where I'm seeing it is in that center middle of the back, like the back heart space. So work with shifting that there as well. What I'm hearing is that because that energy is routing out to there, it's really taking energy from the regulatory systems of the body and also from the capacity of the immune system to really clearly identify whether something truly is a threat or not. So the whole idea, the underlying pattern is having to be prepared. I have to be prepared just in case. That, I hear, stems from the paternal timeline 9 generations ago. So you'll want to work with shifting that out of that paternal timeline as well.
Incredible. Wonderful. I didn't get your name. What is your name?
Oh, sorry, Joanne. And so different from anything I've ever heard. Thank you very much, Amanda. Thank you, Carrie.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Thank you, Joanne. Blessings to you.
Thank you, Joanne.
Okay. All right. I'm going to glide over to the Q&A here because we have so many people that have written in, and I want to thank you all for all of you that wrote in and raised your hands. Okay. I'm going to go to Richard in Fresno. What percentage in my immune system is dysfunctional? Thank you, Amanda and Carrie. That's Richard.
Okay, so Richard, for you, I'm getting 34%. What I see is an energy that looks like a belt around the waist, and it's plugging in. It's as if there's this perception of having to hold power in. Otherwise, it might be too much, too overwhelming for people, and they can't handle it. And so not wanting to abuse power. I hear that origin is 9 past lives ago, so you're going to want to work with shifting that sense of feeling that your power is too much, that false perception of that. And clearing, there's a combination of frustration and worry and anger that's sitting in that front navel area where that belt's kind of plugging in. So you're going to want to work on clearing those emotions there because there's the frustration of wanting to be able to create and manifest and not feeling able to, but feeling like I can't bring my power to it because I might hurt or harm or be too much for people. So really working with shifting that out, that's going to bring that empowerment in. And then allow your immune system to have the clarity that it needs to work effectively in your body.
Richard, I hope that you're here to have heard that. If you are, I'd love to hear back from you. Incredible, Amanda. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, let's see. I'm going to go to Catherine. Catherine. She says, hi, Carrie and Amanda. Same question, of course, from Catherine.
Okay, so Catherine, I'm getting 39%. And what I'm seeing is an energy, it's like a hardened kind of cast-like energy that's sitting on the right side of the head and down kind of around the face there. What I hear is that there's an attempt to try to clamp down the creative flow to kind of soften that big energy that's coming in. And really defer to logic. So one of the things that is common in schooling and some of the societal conditioning is the idea that logic is more powerful or better or it's more rewarded than creativity at times. And so I see that as a conditioned pattern that has that casting energy coming around that right side of the head. What I hear for that is it's diminishing that clear energy flow in through the sinus, like the energy comes in through the sinus, but it kind of stops there because it's seen as too big or it's perceived as too big, too much. And so really working with that sense of that projection and perception that energy can be too much. They can't handle it. The origin of that pattern is 5 past lives ago, clearing that out and allowing the energy both through the thymus and through that right side of the whole head space to open up and come into balance. You can bring it into balance with that logic, so the creative flow and the logic into balance, so it creates just a beautiful, magical flow of energy for manifestation. When they're balanced, you can really just bring forth some magnificent and magical results. So working and shifting that into that.
Mm-hmm. Catherine, there you go. I hope you heard that. I always wonder if the people who are writing it, please, I hope you're still there. Okay, I'm going to go to one more. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to go to Linda, Lynda, from Canada.
Okay.
Same question,
okay.
Of course.
So Linda, for you, I'm getting 29%. And what I see is an energy that's slicing down the front center of the body. And there's a bit of a double bind of part of me wants to do this and part of me wants to do that. And it's creating chaos and confusion throughout the immune system. And I'm seeing the lymph really being impacted. So you're going to want to clear the energy of chaos and confusion, but also really looking deeper into that pattern of feeling like you have to choose. It has to be either or. Allowing yourself to open up to the possibility of, is there a way I can have both, or is there a way I can co-create so that, everyone's fulfilled and happy? Or is there a common ground that can be found that really maybe even be better than the either or? So that whole idea of being locked into choosing one or the other, that's what you're looking at wanting to shift. The origin of that pattern is 22 past lives ago. So work with shifting that. That's going to bring freedom, clarity, and it's going to open up so your lymphatic system can operate much more efficiently in the body.
Beautiful. Linda, that was for you. And Kirsten, who was on the phone with us, wrote in and said, "Thank you, Carrie and Amanda, from the depths of my soul. I'm weeping, yet already feel exponentially lighter. Thank you. So I wanted to pass that along." Please. Beautiful. Okay, I want to make sure that we have plenty of time to do the activation. Before we do that, for those of you, a lot of you are really connecting to this show today and connecting to what Amanda is sharing, and she's created a beautiful offer and opportunity to connect with her privately and do a lot of other work. Like we talked about earlier, she does provide a lot of support and information and tools. So Amanda, I'm going to briefly share and then I'll let you add a few details to this. But for those of you who are new to the show, it's at straighttalkforthesoul.com/marketplace. You will click on Amanda Hopkins' beautiful image, and it will take you to this offer. And this is a 6-week course with Amanda. And it also includes, this is really wonderful, a private session as well with pre- and post-op work that she will provide you with. And there's all of these supportive audios and journeys that you can work on as well. It is an amazing offer, you guys. So, Amanda, what would you like to share about it?
Right. So, the whole idea behind this package is that, when we go and work in private session, we're really looking at the overall flow of the immune system and your whole body system. And I'm working with the Hara dimension. It's really important that your Hara line is aligned within your body, and that flow of energy is moving through from, the point where you sever off from source and become your unique divine expression in a physical body, all the way down through to that support of Mother Earth, through your whole body. So we're really working to strengthen that overall flow, bring the power back into your body, and allow that to inform your immune system function. So with the session, there are things that you're doing beforehand so that I know what dynamics you have going on and what you want to address. There's readings that are done afterwards so you can see where you are and what you can continue to do. As we were talking about those steps that you can take going forward to continue building that momentum, sustaining that momentum, expanding even more within your immune system function. So we're going really deep. We're working at that deeper level beyond the aura. I'm really connecting that in with physical body, bringing that greater intelligence and knowing into body. Then with the course, the 6-week course, we're really looking at going into the more specific areas, your bone marrow and thymus gland, your adenoids and tonsils, your skin. You know, even though your skin isn't really technically part of your immune system, it does perform a very important role within immune system function. So we're going to be looking at skin, lymph, spleen, really going deep into the dynamics there, shifting those, bringing those into balance so that your whole immune system is shifted both at that whole body level and at these specific levels. So it's like, you know, when you go and you work on your car, you're not going to put a brand new engine in a car that doesn't have a battery and a gas tank and things like that, because it's not going to work. You're going to make sure all the parts are working effectively and are connected, and there's that heightened flow. So this is a similar idea. We're going in, we're working at the individual level, assessing all those different components and bringing it into that whole body flow. And then we've got the supportive meditations and journeys, and those are other ways that we're really bringing in those high vibrational energies to help support you with that ongoing expansion, growth. They're designed to meet you where you are at any moment in time and walk you through helping shift your own energy. That's how it meets you where you are. So you're bringing in what you need that can support you going forward into that next phase of expansion, whatever that might be for you. And when we're looking at this bonus with the immune system reprogramming and stabilizing your foundation and cellular blueprint, that's really about strengthening your energetic immune system. So really providing that extra layer of support. And then you'll also see there's a bonus here from Crystal Hughes. Some of you may be familiar with Crystal Hughes. She's a multisensory intuitive, and she's also creator for Academy of the Soul, and she just does phenomenal work with Metatron's Cube, just amazing results with that. And she's offered, you know, when our immune system gets compromised, other areas of the body also feel the impact of that. Our adrenal glands get burned out. The nervous system communication gets skewed. So you've got here some audios to support with optimizing your nervous system, supporting your adrenal glands, getting them back on board, back into that ideal flow, supporting your aura, strengthening your aura with your immune system. You cannot strengthen your aura too much. So anything you can do to support your aura is amazing and helpful work when it comes to the immune system. So just a lot of support here to really help walk you through the stages and the steps and give you that vibrational support as well as the deep dive personalized work.
That's incredible. There's so much support here to address all the layers, and that's what's so important. And I'm glad that you brought up Crystal, because she is a friend to the show. I love her, and she's been on many times. She'll be on again soon, and she's the reason that you and I connected. She's the one who connected us, and so I'm so grateful to Crystal for that. And so I'm grateful you mentioned her. And what an amazing offer. People are definitely resonating with this. As soon as this offer went live, today, people were getting it before we even did the show. So people are feeling, I guess, that this is, that this is going to really be supportive for them. So, so it is there and available for all of you. And I hope that you will consider it if you've enjoyed what you've heard today and just feel that it's right for you. So, beautiful. Okay. So now, Richard, who was one of our webcast people, he said, yes, I'm here. Oh, then, he came back. Okay. Yes. Okay. He's saying, thank you. Okay. A lot of people saying thank you. Lots of wonderful feedback on you and this call, Amanda. So, yay. Love that.
I'm so happy it's supportive. Yes.
Yes. Okay, so now we are going to move into the activation. How would you describe this, Amanda?
So we're actually going to be moving into the thymus gland. And so with the thymus gland, it's really that area where life force energy comes into the body. It's this powerful, magnificent energy that can really fuel and enliven your body, bringing passion in, restoring massive flow to areas that have been cut off. And, it really is that master gland of the immune system. And so there's this brilliant, beautiful light energy that flows in through the thymus gland. And what I found in working with the thymus gland is that pink crystalline light really brings in qualities that help open it up and blossom and flourish. And so we're going to be utilizing that as we activate that light flow through the thymus gland and allow that to support the whole body, really shifting and opening up to a greater flow of divine light energy that's wanting to come in to serve and support your whole body, and especially your immune system. As we activate and open up that thymus gland, it's going to really support strengthening and fortifying and bringing a greater level of efficiency to the immune system.
Beautiful. I'm excited. I'm sure everybody else is too. So, okay, well, I will let you take it away, my dear. Thank you in advance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so just go ahead as you're settled in where you are. Close your eyes. Just take a nice deep cleansing breath in. And just imagine that that breath is moving from the top of your head all the way down through your body to the tips of your toes. Imagining that as that breath passes in and through each and every cell of your body, it's depositing, refreshing, reinvigorating oxygen into the cells and collecting and gathering any dense, stagnant, heavy emotions that aren't serving and supporting your overall immune system function. Just witnessing as that breath collects those energies. But with your next exhale, you're witnessing all of those stagnant emotions, those dense energies releasing with the out-breath fully and completely from your body. As you breathe those energies out, your body relaxes and softens and opens more fully into this space, really allowing your full energy and awareness and attention to become fully present right here in this moment now, settling more fully into your body. As you continue with nice deep breaths in and out, just allow each in-breath to do a deeper cleansing and purification of the cells of your body. Each out-breath releasing deeper layers of the energies and emotions that aren't serving your whole body vitality. Your body relaxing more and more fully with each exhale. As you bring your attention now to the space of your heart, placing your hands over your heart, feel the magnificent rhythm of your heart as it beats in your chest, listening closely in. You may even be able to hear the sound of your heart as it's beating within you. Witness that reverberation of your heart moving from the center of your chest, flowing out into each and every cell of your body. All the cells of your body moving in beautiful unison with one another, synced with that precious rhythm of your heart. As you align your heartbeat with the pulse of the universe now, all the cells of your body open to receive that heightened support that the universe is flowing in specifically for you. So bringing your attention to your breath once again, allowing yourself to receive that universal support. Follow the flow of your next in-breath as it moves through your body, flowing into your thymus gland. So following that breath into your thymus gland, moving into your thymus. Notice what you're witnessing and perceiving here in this space. As your breath is flowing into your thymus gland, it's depositing fresh oxygen into the cells that comprise this precious space. Just notice that as you exhale, that breath is releasing dense depletion, emotions, and energy specifically from your thymus. So anything that's not serving that brilliant light energy flowing through your thymus moves out of your body with those exhales. Pay attention to what you're observing occurring as these breaths continue cleansing your thymus gland. with those stagnant energies releasing more and more fully from your thymus, a brilliant heavenly pink crystalline light is activated and awakened here in this space. As your cells are being replenished and rejuvenated, and this pink love light energy is flowing in, notice anywhere that there's resistance to this supportive, expansive flow of light within your thymus gland. And also notice any resistance throughout your entire body. As that pink crystalline light is flowing in, you might see this resistance as energy morphing or twisting or shifting in some way. You may hear where the resistance exists within you. You may have feelings or sensations in specific cells or places in your body where you're not allowing the vibrant life force energy that flows into your body through your thymus gland to serve and elevate your current state of existence. Or you may simply have a knowing of where this resistance resides within your thymus and your body. Simply make a note of where that is for you and witness as a purifying white diamond light energy flows in from the higher realm, penetrating into every single cell of your body, especially honing in on your thymus gland. As that diamond white light energy infuses your cellular structures, it dissolves all of the emotions, mental patterning, energetic structures, and cellular encoding that's preventing the supportive, crystalline pink light energies originating through your thymus gland from penetrating and upgrading those tissues in your body, so that they're more fully flowing your sovereign energy. And just notice, what does your body need to release to open your receptivity to the abundant self-love and deep divine remembrance of your soul light? Is it sadness, hurt, fear, frustration, anger? Allow the purifying white diamond light to dissolve anything that you're ready to release right here and now. The magical pink crystalline light moving into the spaces of the body as they clear, intelligently and lovingly delivering the exact frequencies that are needed to reestablish source connection within the cells of your body there. Witness as the divine light of rainbow colors moves into your body. This radiant light supporting, reestablishing source connection within the cells of your body. What supportive energies is the crystalline pink light and the radiant rainbow divine light bringing you now to deepen your source connection and simultaneously clear auric disruptions that created the divine disconnection within your thymus gland and as a result throughout your body in the first place? Is it love, joy, bliss, gratitude, appreciation, self-honoring, trust? Notice what's wanting to come in and infuse yourself, allowing these high vibrational energies to completely penetrate deeply into the deepest recesses of your being, upgrading your cellular structures and body tissues now to match that deeper soul essence and knowing of you. They move throughout your entire body, penetrating in wherever needed to open you up to your greater flow of self-love, confidence, and trust, deepening your connection with your soul self. You've now established an inner connection with Source that will enable you to remain open and receptive to the activated pink crystalline light within your thymus gland. This will support your soul evolution and physical ascension as you resonate more fully with your unique and special soul expression. So go ahead and bring your awareness fully up into this present moment once again as you return into your whole body from that space of the thymus gland. Coming into your body fully alert and present right here, right now. Coming fully into your body once again. You can open your eyes, stretching your arms out to your side, stretching out your legs, wiggling your fingers and your toes. Feeling the new sensations and vibrations that are coursing through your body with this light activated. Anchoring those expansive energies into your physical body now. Beautiful. Okay.
That was beautiful. Thank you, Amanda. Oh,
You're welcome.
I loved that. The diamond light has been introducing itself into many of our shows these days, and it is, yes, I would say, I think it's like the last 3 shows or about.
Interesting.
Anyway.
Yeah, that came in yesterday as I was kind of tuning into what needs to come in for the activation, because, you know, it was like there's something else that's wanting to come in, and that's what it was. It was amazing. So that's really definitely resonant. Yeah. Beautiful.
Wow. What a beautiful activation. What a beautiful show. Lots of gratitude flowing from people who are writing in. And I'm so grateful to have this opportunity, Amanda, to introduce you to this amazing community. I know many of them may know you already, but I hope that this will introduce you to a whole new group of beautiful beings. And I'm so happy for everyone who will be impacted by working with you. I love that. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, Amanda, any final message or words that you'd like to share before we sign off for today?
Absolutely. You know, first of all, thank you so much. I mean, just such a precious energy here in this group, just feeling into that excitement and, you know, just really this pure, loving, devoted energy. I see that devotion to self, devotion to collective. That's what keeps coming in, that devotion energy, and it's just so beautiful. And it's so needed. So I'm so grateful to be able to come in and be part of that and to share into how we can open and awaken that even more within the body. Our bodies really are those conduits through which divine light can throw in and really shift the collective energy of the planet. And, you know, it's through bringing that in that way and wanting to be of support that we radically transform the energy within our bodies. You know, our bodies are these amazing vessels that really communicate what's wanting to happen. And, you know, in a world where there's so much going on and there's so much external stimulation, it can sometimes feel like we can get caught up or lost in that. But that light energy in the space of the thymus is there. It's active. It's present. It's available. And so you can always go in and reconnect with that and really feel into that vibration and bring that forth in and through to support you. And for those of you who are feeling called to move forward and work with me more deeply, you know, I'm so honored to have you do that and do the deeper work. You know, Carrie, you mentioned earlier that it takes courage and it takes determination to really go in and face those deeper energies and patterns. And I agree wholeheartedly. And so, you know, even being here, listening on the call, going in, facing these different paradigms that can be very tough to bring up and work through. And I honor that. I'm grateful for that. And thank you for being committed to doing that deeper work and opening up. And thank you for all you do, Carrie, to really help shift and bring these energies forward for so many of us. Just in so much appreciation and gratitude for you, for the community, and for being able to be here in this conversation today.
Oh, I loved it. I see you coming back, I hope.
I would love to.
Good. This was beautiful. And so thank you, Amanda. And to each of you who joined us, thank you so much for the gift of your time, your love, your openness, your receptiveness, your courage, your presence today. We appreciate you so much and hope that you received the insights, the awarenesses, the opportunities, the soulful activations that are most beneficial for you at this time. And as a reminder, all of our speakers extend these unique and special opportunities to take what you've felt here, what you've heard here further, and really experience a deeper connection with their gifts and their healing work. And so if this information resonated, give yourself the gift of saying yes to the opportunities presented in Amanda's beautiful offering. And growth and evolution, what I've learned, it really does require taking inspired action and allowing yourself to be supported on your journey. And I want to reassure you that the souls that I invite to participate here on this show are souls that I honor and that I trust, and so rest assured that you will be in good hands with Amanda or anyone should you decide to work with them. So that is it for today, my friends. Thank you again for joining us on another soulful adventure today. I am sending waves and waves of love and light and joy and appreciation from my heart to yours. May you feel it, receive it, offer it to those you encounter today or tonight, wherever you are in the world. And until next time, as always, please give yourself full permission to shine instead of shrink, express instead of suppress, and own that amazing, powerful glow of yours. I'll see you back here on this playground of light again tomorrow. Bye-bye, everybody.